Good morning, Loveland Roan here.
Good morning, Jeff. I don't know that they've let us in yet.
Oh, hey, Jeff.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I would like to call to order the board meeting for April of the Alabama Community College System. A great deal of preparation has gone into preparing us for this board meeting today, and I want to thank the Chancellor and the staff who always come to our aid and make us look really good up here and keep things on task. On our agenda, next up is our invocation and then the Pledge of Allegiance. And today, I have the pleasure of, I'm not going to read her full bio because we all know her and love her, but Dr. Kathy Murphy is going to give our invocation today, and just a little bit about her. She's a native of Greenville, Alabama. She taught at Auburn City Schools and later served as principal at Greenville Middle School, Greenville High School, and Charles Henderson High School in Troy. Prior to serving in K-12, she was an assistant professor at Judson College and the University of West Georgia. She has served as an adjunct professor at Auburn University at Montgomery. I think we all know she is a servant leader, and she has served in 5 school districts in Alabama as a teacher, principal, a superintendent. Her college teaching experience at Alabama and Georgia and her presidency at 2-year colleges gives her a wealth of experience and knowledge. So at this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Kathy Murphy to give us our invocation.
Thank you so much. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you now humbly as we recognize our weaknesses and our frailty, but at the same time, we acknowledge your power and your strength. And God, we just come to you now with a prayer of Jabez, a very simple prayer that says, bless us and bless us big. Expand our territory and guide us and protect us. And so, God, I come with that prayer now. As you command that we do, come to you courageously to the throne of grace and ask, God, that you be with this country. God, that you be with our president, his cabinet, the Congress, and all those who serve us on the federal level, and that you be with every American, God, that you would bless us and bless us big, that you would increase our influence, and that you would guide and protect us. I bring the great state of Alabama to you, our governor, her wellness and her health, and all those who lead beside her. Bring our legislators there as they are in the final days of this session, and God, every Alabamian, and ask that you bless us big, that you expand our territory and give us a greater influence, and that you guide and protect us. And lastly, God, I bring the Alabama Community College system to you. For the leaders who sit before us, our chancellor and our board of trustees, God, we pray for their wisdom and their discernment, and we pray the prayer of Jabez over them. God, for them and for every president and for everyone who serves in the community college system, we ask that you bless us, and that you bless us big, and that you increase our opportunities, and that you guide us, and that you protect us. God, I believe that we are appointed, anointed, and ordained for such a time as this to serve, because there is no greater calling than to love and to serve. And I thank you for the privilege. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Murphy. If you all would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for that. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll, and just point of order to let you know that there are several board members online or on the phone as well.
Mr. Jim Shell,
Present?
Mr. John Mitchell,
Present.
Ms. Valerie Gray,
Present.
Mr. Goodrich Rogers,
Present.
Mr. Ron Houston,
Present.
Mr. Levlin Rome,
Present.
Mr. Tim McCartney,
Present.
Mr. Britton Lightsey,
Present.
Dr. Yvette Richards.
Present.
We have a quorum. Okay, next on our item, on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. And I'd like to entertain a motion that the agenda be approved for this meeting.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion for Mr. Cartney, a second for Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or
Aye.
a voice vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Prior to this, the board members were distributed the minutes from the March 11th meeting that is in your packet. If you've had a chance to review those, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
So moved. Second.
Motion from Mr. Rogers, a second from Mr. McCartney. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or a voice vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Madam Secretary, do we have anyone for public comment? Okay. All right. Moving on to item 7, College Spotlight. We do not have one for this month. And so that is going to move us into agenda item number 8, Executive Legal and Public Information. We're going to move straight into action items 8A1, which is Enterprise State Community College. This is for the approval of renaming Snuggs Hall. It is recommended that the ACCS Board of Trustees authorize the president of Enterprise State Community College to rename Snuggs Hall as Matt Rogers Hall and to add appropriate signage. And I want to read the rationale on this as well. The president of Enterprise State Community College requests approval to name Snuggs Hall as Matt Rogers Hall in honor of the college's 5th president, the late Matt Rogers. The facility will serve as the home of the college's allied health programs, making it a fitting tribute as Mr. Rogers was committed to expanding and improving healthcare education. Further, the renaming would serve as a meaningful and lasting tribute to Mr. Rogers, whose legacy is deeply connected with the mission of Enterprise State Community College and with the healthcare programs that will reside in this building. It would honor a leader who believed deeply in investing in students meeting workforce needs, and serving the community. Hearing that rationale, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr.
Second.
Mitchell. I have a second from Mr. Lightsey. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or a voice vote.
Aye.
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 Thank you. Item 8A2, we are going to now look at ourselves. This is the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees. This is our self-evaluation resolution. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees adopt the attached resolution evidencing its undertaking to define and self-evaluate the board's responsibilities and expectations in compliance with SACS COC Principle 4.2G. And this goes back to our in December of 2017 at the annual meeting, the governing board of SACS COC approved a new principle applicable to the accredited institutions governing board that requires accredited institutions governing body to undertake a self-evaluation and define and regularly evaluate its responsibilities and expectations. This resolution is proposed for adoption to comply with our SACS COC accreditation principles. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion for Mr. Lightsey, and I have a second for Mr. Rogers. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or a voice vote.
Aye.
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 All right, we're going to move on to item 9A. And our action item, we're going to move over to Bishop State. So Bishop State Community College, the main campus Dale Champs building renovation. It is recommended that the ACCS Board of Trustees authorize Bishop State Community College to proceed with the project name Main Campus Dale Champs building renovation. This is Phase 2 building renovation package. The construction contracts for the project shall be executed no later than July the 1st of this year, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have
So
a
moved.
motion from Mr. McCartney. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Mr. Shell.
Yep.
Do we have any points of discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or a voice vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Item 9A2, we're going to move over to Wallace Community College, Selma. This is the Selma Campus Library renovation. It is recommended that the ACCS Board of Trustees authorize Wallace Community College, Selma to proceed with the project named Selma Campus Library renovation. Construction contracts for the project shall be executed no later than July the 1st of this year, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. Roan. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Mr. Lightsey. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or a voice vote.
Aye.
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 Thank you. Item 9A3, we're going to move over to Bevel State Community College. This is the Jasper Campus HVAC Training Center addition for Energy Services Infrastructure Training Center. It is recommended that the ACCS Board of Trustees authorize Bevel State Community College to proceed with the project name Jasper Campus HVAC Training Center addition for Energy Services Infrastructure Training Center. This is for the FF&E Purchase and Package C contract. The construction contract shall be executed no later than August the 1st, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion for Mr. Lightsey. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Rogers. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or a voice vote.
Aye.
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 Item 9A4. We are going to stay at Bevel State, and this is for the Hamilton Campus Drafting Building and Main Building renovation. It is recommended that the ACCS Board of Trustees authorize Bevel State Community College to proceed with the project name Hamilton Campus Drafting Building and Main Building renovation. This is bid package A, and pre-purchase of mechanical equipment. The construction contract shall be executed no later than July the 1st of 2026, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion from Mr. Lightsey. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Rogers. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or a voice vote.
Aye.
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 Make sure I'm keeping up with my agenda here. Item 9A5, Drake State Community and Technical College. This is the Building 200 renovation and relocation of the HVAC program. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Drake State Community and Technical College to proceed with construction of the project named Building 200 renovation for relocation of the HVAC program. Construction contracts shall be executed no later than July the 1st of this year, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. Rogers. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. McCartney. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or a voice vote.
Aye.
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 Item 9A6, we're going to move over to Wallace State Community College. This is the Hanceville Campus Precision Machining. It is recommended that the ACCS Board of Trustees authorize Wallace State Community College to proceed with the construction project named Hanceville Campus Precision Machining. Construction contracts for this project shall be executed no later than July the 1st of this year, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. McCartney. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second from Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or a voice vote.
Aye.
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 Item 9A7, this is the Lurleen B. Wallace Community College. This is the Andalusia Campus Saints Village Phase 2 renovation. It is recommended that the ACCS Board of Trustees authorize Lurleen B. Wallace Community College to proceed with the project named Andalusia Campus Saints Village Phase 2 renovation. The construction contract shall be executed no later than July the 1st of 2026, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
I have a motion for Mr. Mitchell. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Lightsey. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hand or a voice vote.
Aye.
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 Okay, item 10, we are going to move on to personnel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, it's so important to place the right people in the right areas of service at the right time. This morning, I'm pleased to share some personnel updates from the system office, along with a few shifts in responsibilities that will strengthen our work moving forward. First, as many of you know, AI has been very much on our minds, particularly instructional AI, and how we use that technology thoughtfully and effectively in our classrooms. At the same time, we have long discussed the importance of working with the colleges to provide more professional development opportunities for our employees. Conversations in these two areas are really related because they speak to how we equip our people, support our colleges, and prepare for the future. So with that in mind, I'm very pleased to announce that Dr. Christy Shepard will join us on April 15th to help lead both of these efforts. Christy is uniquely qualified for this assignment. She brings deep experience in instructional technology, instructional leadership, and organizational development. As Dean of Information Systems and Instructional Technology at Northwest Shoals Community College, Christy has led several key initiatives in IT, distance education, and instructional technology. And with more than 24 years of progressive leadership experience across K-12 and higher education, including serving as the Human Resources Director of Oxford City Schools, She is exceptionally well-suited to help lead the system's work in instructional AI and in enhancing professional development opportunities. She's got her work cut out for her, and she'll hit the ground running. She'll be working with the Instructional, Informational Technology, and Human Resources Division, our Presidential Working Group on AI, ACCA, and the colleges. In the near future, Christy will come back with a report for you, and I know you'll enjoy hearing from her more directly. She is here today, and I would like to ask her to stand and for us to please welcome Dr. Shepard. I'm also very pleased to welcome back someone who's already well-known and respected among us, Dr. Kenneth Kirkland, returning to the system office as our Chief Health Officer. Together with Dr. Bryant Klein, these two will make a dynamic team, and already have been. We know how important healthcare is to this state, and we take seriously our role as Alabama's largest education and training entity of healthcare professionals. That responsibility reaches far beyond our campuses into communities across Alabama, particularly rural communities that depend on a steady healthcare workforce. As you know, Kenneth has extensive leadership experience in healthcare education, workforce development, and public service. Most recently, he served as Chief External Affairs Officer for the Alabama Board of Nursing. He also previously served as the Dean of Health Sciences at Calhoun Community College, Dean of Health at Gadsden State Community College, and State Director of Health Programs for ACCS. With a strong academic background and active credentials as both a registered nurse and a paramedic, Kenneth is exceptionally well-suited to serve as our Chief Health Officer. He will work with our Presidential Working Group on health programs as well as with our college personnel. Now, in a few minutes, you'll hear directly from Kenneth, but he is here, and so Kenneth, if you could stand, and for now, please join me in welcoming Kenneth back to the family. He's coming back to the family. Okay, finally, I want to inform you of a few shifts of responsibility within the system office's fiscal division. Billy Merrill will assume the role of Chief Fiscal Officer and will work directly with our colleges in that capacity. As you know, he brings a strong understanding of our system and a steady hand to the work, and I know he's going to serve our system colleges very well. Sarah Calhoun will be focusing more intentionally on several critical high-level system initiatives. Her vast experience and skill make her especially well-suited for that work, and we're grateful for her leadership in areas that are important to the overall strength and future of this system. So taken together, these updates are part of our commitment of aligning the right people, aligning our priorities and responsibilities in ways that best support our colleges and students and communities, as well as the employers that we serve. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Any other items under personnel?
On that president
Okay.
of Chattahoochee Valley.
Okay. After the Personnel Committee, as well as a search committee, did an extensive search for a full-time appointment of the president of Chattahoochee Valley Community College, or Chattahoochee Valley College. And I would like to honor the chancellor's recommendation and the committee's recommendation to make the offer to interim President Annette Funderburg. So with that, Chancellor, I'll turn it over to you if you have anything to say about it.
Well, Annette has a vast array of experiences, both working in this building, working with the legislative body, and for the last several years, spending her time as president of the Prison Education Program College. And all of that has given her the opportunity to experience a lot of things that I think will lead her in the path of being a super good president at Chattahoochee Valley. Chattahoochee Valley needs the the leadership of growth in the world of training, skills training programs, academic programs, and just kind of shaping up and sharpening the college approach to providing the community what is needed in the community. And I would like to recommend that she be appointed as permanent president of Chattahoochee Valley Community College.
You all heard the chancellor's recommendation, and as chairman of the board, or chairwoman, or chairperson, whatever, I would like to put a form of a motion myself to appoint Annette Funderburk as permanent president at Chattahoochee Valley Community College. I have a second from my sidekick, Mr. McCartney here. Do we have any discussion? I would just like to say to all our presidents out here, I know I tell y'all this every meeting that I get tongue-tied about stuff, but I take what I do up here very seriously and very personally. And my daughter is graduating in 18 days, and, well, 18 school days. And we are currently trying to register for nursing at Southern Union. So I want all of you presidents to remember that you work with people just like me, and I'm just a mom trying to do the best for my kids. So with that, I would like to take a vote on Annette Funderburk being named president. We have a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand. Ms. Funderburk, would you like to address us for a few minutes?
We have a bio
Oh, okay.
with regard to
Don't cut David.
Yeah.
President Funderburk that I've been asked to read. Annette Funderburk serves as the interim president, now president, of Chattahoochee Valley Community College, where she is committed to advancing student success, strengthening workforce development, and building meaningful partnerships that support the economic growth of the region. Ms. Funderburk brings extensive experience within the Alabama Community College system, including serving since 2018 as the president of J.F. Ingram State Technical College. As the only 100% institutionalized educational provider in Alabama, Ingram State delivers career and technical education to incarcerated individuals across the state. During her tenure, President Funderburk led statewide career and technical education, adult education and GED programs, and workforce training initiatives within correctional facilities, overseeing 19 programs designed to equip individuals with the skills needed to successfully re-enter the workforce and their communities. Under her leadership, the college strengthened industry partnerships, secured additional funding, and advanced long-range strategic planning to expand programs offerings and impact. Her work has been instrumental in aligning workforce training with the needs of Alabama's industries while supporting second chance opportunities for students. Ms. Funderburk has a Master of Public Administration from Troy University, a certification in governmental accounting, and is a certified county administrator. She is also a graduate of Leadership Alabama and Alabama Mississippi Community College Fellow, and remains actively engaged in professional and community organizations. She and her husband Ken have 3 adult children and 2 grandchildren. I give you President Funderburk.
Thank you so much. What an honor it is to be here. Good morning, Chancellor and board members. I am deeply, deeply honored by the trust that you have placed in me with this appointment as president of Chattahoochee Valley Community College. It's such a great place, the 13th largest city in Alabama, and great opportunity to lead students to community college. I am grateful for the opportunity to accept this role and to continue serving this great and important community college system, one that I'm proud to say, as Mr. O'Brien said as well, has been a part of my professional life for many years, many years now, and in many capacities. Chattahoochee Valley Community College has a strong and proud tradition of service in East Alabama, and it's truly a privilege to build upon that foundation. During my time as interim president, I have come to know an incredibly dedicated staff, faculty and staff, and I have had an opportunity to meet many of the students and hear firsthand about their hopes, their goals, and their dreams for a brighter future and a brighter East Alabama. Their passion and determination inspire me every day. I have already begun intentional outreach to our community partners and the K-12 systems throughout the region. Our shared goal is to expand access to our programs and to ensure that those programs are closely aligned with the evolving needs of our community and our workforce. Together, we can create pathways that provide opportunity, strength, that will strengthen our region and change lives. To the board, thank you again for your confidence in me and for entrusting me with this important responsibility. And to the Chancellor, thank you, sir, for your continued support of me, for your mentorship to me, and what you've provided to me throughout these years of service. I am deeply appreciative of your guidance and your leadership. As we move forward, my vision for Chattahoochee Valley Community College is to continue to be a place of opportunity, of innovation, including AI, even though I may drag everyone with me, and student success, where every student feels supported, every student and every employee feels valued, and our college remains a cornerstone for economic development and workforce development in the region. I am honored to serve in this area and have this responsibility, and I'm ready to go to work, Chancellor. Thank you.
Chancellor's report.
Neil?
Good morning, Chancellor Baker. Good morning, board members. And good morning, presidents and ACCS staff and visitors. I'm very excited to be able to provide an enrollment update to you, but just as a personal point of privilege, seeing these employment shifts is a very, very exciting thing. We have known for a long time that we are the best entity in the state of Alabama to train for the workforce of tomorrow. And I feel like today we're only getting stronger with these shifts, and so thank you for your vision and what it is that you're putting, this team that you're putting together here. I want to give an enrollment update based off of where we are today with spring 26 enrollment. As of yesterday, our colleges have enrolled over almost 90,000 students in 4 credit courses for the spring of 2026. 89,930 to be exact. That is a 7% increase over the final spring 2025 head count. That is an increase of almost 5,900 students over spring 25, and 23 of our colleges are showing a head count increase spring to spring. Turning our attention to the credit hour production for spring, our students are enrolled in over 734,000 credit hours. That is a 5.6% increase over the credit hour production from last spring, and almost 39,000 more credit hours are being produced by these students. 22 of our colleges are seeing an enrollment in credit hour production. We are also now deeply involved in registering our students for summer 26 courses, so I'd like to bring your attention to that as well. As of yesterday, we have over 20,800 students registered in summer 26 courses. That's an almost 16% increase in head count year over year. So we're almost 16% ahead of where we were on this date registering for summer of 25. That's an increase of over 2,850 in head count from where we were this time last year, and 17 of our 22 colleges are ahead in head count. So for credit hour production, over 153 credit hours have currently been 153,000 credit hours have been registered for. That's a 14% increase over where we were this time last year registering for summer 2025, and 18,779 more credit hours. And 17 of our 22 colleges who are posting registration for summer at this point are ahead. So we're really excited. This summer is shaping up to be another really good one, and we look forward to seeing how those final numbers play out. But we continue to see growth. Colleges just continue to press students and press your staff to go out there and be as aggressive as they can with enrollment, and partnering with their high schools and local employers to try to bring students in, because again, as we said earlier, we know that we are the very best entity in our state to train for the workforce, and these numbers reflect the public's confidence in us. So, Board, are there any questions about enrollment? All right, thank you so much.
Item. If you pick up a newspaper or magazine or turn on TV or whatever you may do, you won't be doing it very long before you will be made aware of the difficulty that we're having across the country, not just in Alabama, but particularly in Alabama, with health care and health care services. It may be the single major problem. It's a problem in terms of workforce. It's a problem in terms of delivering health care. And we have what I would literally be willing to call a crisis. When it's not uncommon for a lady who may be about to give birth to have to travel for an hour to get to a facility that is adequately prepared. And that's just something that is a major issue to me. It's a major issue that it affects our labor force. The health care is an important item. We have been focused to a high degree on helping to provide health care training programs across the state. And I think we've had a lot of success, but we're not doing everything we can do. So I've asked Chris Cox to talk a little bit about some of the things that we are doing and where we're headed, because I want Alabama to be the best state in the nation in terms of delivering services to our population. Chris?
Chancellor, you set it up well. You know, we learn more and more every day of the need for workers in healthcare and just the problems that come around with healthcare. I have a friend of ours, our system, Stephen McCormick here, will you stand up, Stephen? He represents the Hospital Association, he's governmental affairs. And I was talking to him last week in the hallways next door, and something came up, and I mentioned, you know, I was flexing a little bit. Hey, we have close to 10,000 employees, and he quickly said, well, we have over 90,000, which is huge, and they struggle. I see them run daily trying to fill the need for their hospitals, getting the training, being innovative and doing those things. And Chancellor Board, I can't tell you how proud I am to say, and Dr. Klein, I don't know if Dr. Klein's in here. Dr. Klein has done a marvelous job of managing for the, probably close to $50 million over the past 4 years that we've received to grow healthcare programs across Alabama. And I'm happy to say a lot of this is happening also in rural Alabama. But we've had over 40 new programs start over the past 4 years, and Presidents, kudos to you for answering the call. However, we have done all of these things, and we still have. I pulled some national data that healthcare has grown in scale. Just a nursing shortage that's expected by 2027 is 14,000. With on the horizon 39,000 being close to the point of retirement. That is, I mean, that is life-threatening in my opinion. So the Chancellor and his leadership and this board announced Kenneth Kirkland. Thank you, Susan, doing a great job as far as announcing our new employees. But we are going to highlight a little bit of healthcare today. Healthcare is going to be, we're doing a reorganization in the instructional department here at ACCS. We've had, again, I can't brag on our people enough. In our career technical education program, Dr. Thornton has led that team. In fact, they're downstairs right now getting after it with groups from the colleges in career tech education and research and development. Also in our instructional side with Dr. Shante Calhoun, healthcare has fallen under instruction for past several years. We believe it's time for healthcare to be on its own. In other words, they're going to be equitable to that of our career tech education and our instructional programs, so academic side of things. That's going to be a focus, and Dr. Kirkland and Dr. Klein are going to be tabbed with leading this charge, working with the associations, and making sure that as a system, we're providing the support to the colleges and doing everything that we possibly can to be the best training provider for healthcare in this country. And I think we're close, but we still got some work to do. So with that said, I'm going to call Kenneth Kirkland to come speak for just a minute to give the vision of this new department.
Chancellor Baker, Board, good morning, and to our presidents, good morning. My pleasure to provide just some overarching goals, and you've already heard this, the pressing need. I believe in previous meetings with the board, we've shared that our two-year colleges produce 85% of the direct healthcare workforce for the state of Alabama. And that is in both credit and the non-credit realm. And as you've already heard how important those rural hospitals are to maintaining those clinical sites, often as a new dean coming in either at Gadsden State or when I was at Calhoun, we'd often have our president and presidents ask, you know, when is that next program? What's that next thing? And you're often limited by your clinical capacity. So when you think of, I carry a group of nursing students with faculty, a lot of your allied health programs are one-to-one in those areas. And so, for example, at Gadsden with our sonography program, I had students that went to clinicals in Chattanooga, Nashville, and Georgia just to meet the capacity of the number of students we were trying to produce. And so part of our goal is to help build a more dynamic or interactive type database with probably some of that AI help that we've heard so much of that shows you what that real clinical capacity looks like so we can be more strategic in those goals. But also as we look across that realm of health leadership in our system, we have several new health deans who that is a struggle as a new health dean. How much capacity can I grow this program and when? And so helping them understand what we call preceptor conversion rates look like of when is it time to grow and by how much can you grow to really start gaining in those areas, especially in those rural, with the Rural Transformation Act that we've, I believe, heard in previous discussions as well. Then as far as leadership development, as we said, we have several new health deans that are there. We have several chairs of programs that have taken over that are also new, and being able to help kind of guide them with mentorship on how to not only maintain where they're at, but to be able to grow and build and innovate those programs. And then lastly, I had the privilege last year to come before this board and talk about our nursing support technician program. Nursing support technician was built specifically for our hospitals. It does not replace the certified nurse aide. However, from the time of last year till now, that test will soon be picked up by a national test vendor. In my work over at the Board of Nursing, I know that there are 22 states who've been calling, wanting to adopt the model that was built right here at ACCS for that nursing support tech. And as that continues to grow, you will have helped create and help nationally validate a model of education and the certification exam. Once that's picked up by those other states, those exam royalties will be able to help support a lot more of these health initiatives and scholarships moving forward, be able to help support those students. And so it's exciting times. As I met with Dr. Klein this morning, very briefly, we're getting the band back together, and I'm very excited about that. So thank you.
Chris, come back to the mic. Alan, I just want to confirm something. We're in the middle of closing out a legislative session. And Alan's going to talk to us about budgets and other issues maybe. But the line item that we want in there for health, expansion of health training programs, is it there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, we have two different pots of money, $4 million in one pot for nursing, and then another $4 million for rural health care and equipment for the colleges that have participated previously. So it's $8 million. It is not, Chancellor, as much as it has been. Yes, sir.
Well, the budget's not as big as it has been.
That's right.
The overall budget either, so. But I just wanted to confirm that.
Well, and I will also say, if you run into Senator April Weaver, just thank her, because she has been vital in getting us extra funding in the world of healthcare that it's making a difference around the state. So if you do see her, please thank Senator Weaver for her help there. But, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Alan.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to be here to present the work of the system, the work of the team. I've got a couple of the members of the team here today, Drew, Frazier, Zach. If y'all stand up, appreciate everything that they've done, a part of the session. Joe Williams couldn't be here. He had something come up personally just last minute. And then Sydney Sullivan is our other team member. It's been incredible to have this team working with them throughout this session. And I cannot express how excited I am about what the next few months are going to entail. The explosion of activity that this team is going to be a part of, taking the momentum of the positive, what was coming out of the session, I'll get to that in a second, but being able to expand our influence across the state, not just here in the activity that goes on in Montgomery. And it's going to be with the support of this team that we're going to be able to pull that off and do that, and working alongside our colleges. Really excited to have them. So just want to make sure that everybody sees them, recognizes them, and how important they are going to be to that process. With that said, as Chris alluded to, and the Chancellor, with the budgets, we went into this session knowing it was going to be a little bit of an uphill climb battle around the budgets. Things were starting to get tighter, especially on the general fund. The ETF side was a little looser, but we knew that there was some reservations about the increased spending levels that had been in prior years. Really less out of the general budget for the ETF, but more in the supplementals and those funding levels. So we were kind of anticipating that. And what we have been able to see at the budgets that were concurred at the House yesterday, they started in the House, moved to the Senate, came back for concurrence last night. They went back in at 7 o'clock last night, got a couple of more bills done, and concurred on the education budgets. And what we saw was a total increase of ETF funding of around $38 million for the system. I would say that 90 cents of every dollar of that is going directly to our colleges, and the way that these allocations are. And so everything from an expansion to help provide O&M dollars for a 2% legislatively approved pay increase for employees. We know that's not enough. We know that we are going to continue to advocate for more. We know that our people deserve more and need more, and we're going to continue to find solutions to that problem. But this will go a little bit of the journey for them. In addition to that, a $10 million increase for dual enrollment. As you saw Neil's report, I don't think we're lacking demand for dual enrollment. We continue to see that in the numbers. We continue to see the impact positively that's happening for our communities and for our students. The partnerships with K-12 in that area, those funds will go a long way towards continuing to support the growth and expansion of those dual enrollment programs. So really excited about that. Chris, as he alluded to, with the $4 million one-time increase for rural healthcare equipment, it's going to go into a lot of the work and efforts to go to expand those programs. One of the other things that we got funding for was the contribution to PHIP increases, and it's not going away. The healthcare costs in this country, not just in the state, continue to climb. And some of that is due to the labor force challenges and issues that we're having. So not only are we seeing the issues for our employees and the contribution to their health care, but we are on the other edge of that, trying to fight tooth and nail every way we can to provide the workforce to hope to levelize and do what we can as a training provider to alleviate those continued strains that for most in that world see no end in sight. Something has to change, and we want to be a part of the solution. So all in all, a really positive budget for us to be able to provide the meaningful resources to continue to not only serve the capacities that we are, but to grow into the areas that we know we need to grow for our industry partners. So it's really, really a great thing. The other unique thing that came out of this session with regards to budgets was the creation of a cheer fund. There are a lot of questions. We still have some questions ourselves around the timing and the process around that's the performance-based funding pool of funding for higher education that has been created. They've set aside around $65 million for higher ed. Of that is about $24 million was appropriated for the community college system. And so we'll be working with a committee to determine those metrics and identify the timing and nature of how those funds are then allocated once we achieve those metrics. So that's a new bucket of funding. Again, just like we're seeing in a lot of areas, continued pressures around and emphasis around workforce outcomes and education outcomes, not only on the K-12 side, but also on the higher ed side, everything from workforce Pell through a lot of the other things that we're seeing in the higher ed space, which we feel very confident in this system and our colleges can deliver the metrics, the results, because we're doing great work and we're putting people into jobs, into high demand, high skill, high wage paying jobs. So we feel really good about the prospects of getting the maximum amount of bonus funding we can get. So beyond the budgets, if you've been paying attention much to the news, this legislative session was quite eventful. I don't think anybody foresaw that. Mr. Flowers may have difference, maybe he was in circles I was not in, but I don't think anybody saw a lot of the activity that you did see. I don't think anybody necessarily saw the iceberg tip even to foresee some of the things that would go on. So compliment your legislators legislative members for powering through getting these budgets passed. Obviously, that's job number one. It took them a lot of efforts to get that done. They worked really well together, so we're appreciative of those efforts. It has been an eventful season for sure. We're excited to see the conclusion, but we're excited to continue working with them in the next few months to continue to build relationships, to continue to advocate for our colleges and for our students and our partners. So with that, anything else?
Any questions? Good job.
Thank you.
That's it. Do we have any committee reports? No committee reports. Our work session will begin immediately following this. And our next meeting will be May the 13th, right back here at 10 a.m. Central Time. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Motion and a second to adjourn. We are adjourned. Now we will move right into the work session, and I will call on Mr. O'Brien.
All right, the first item on the work session agenda comes from Coastal Alabama and is a request that the Board of Trustees review and approve the current mission statement of the college. Does anyone have any questions relating to that item? All right, we'll move to the next item, which comes from Snead State, and is a request that the Board of Trustees authorize the college to name the rehearsal hall in the Mays Music Building as the Truman and Bobby Glasgow Rehearsal Hall, and to add appropriate signage. This naming request results from a bequeath from the estates of the Glasgows in the amount of $793,000. Are there any questions there? All right. The next item is back at Coastal Alabama, and is a request that the Board of Trustees authorize the college to name the new baseball and softball hitting facility as the Wayne Larker Baseball Softball Hitting Facility, and to add appropriate signage. Coach Larker devoted more than 35 years of his career to building a robust athletic program at the college. Any questions on that item? The next item is at LBW. It's a request that the board authorize the college to enter into a bookstore operation agreement following a RFP process, with that contract going into effect in the fall semester 2026. It's anticipated that the college will be in a position to present to you at the next board meeting a proposed contract for the new bookstore. Are there any questions on that item? The next item comes from Snead State and is a request that the Board of Trustees authorize the college to expend $725,000 for the purpose of purchasing equipment and instructional supplies to support the advancement and training of the additive manufacturing program. These funds were awarded to Snead State by the legislature in an amount of $1.1 million pursuant to Act Number 2025-268, and a portion of those funds will be used for this purchase if approved. Are there any questions relating to that item? The remaining items are facilities, and I'll turn the floor over to Mr. Salmon.
Chancellor Baker and board members, good morning. We have two items for you today to consider. These are both at Bishop State. The first one, board members, takes us down to their technology building, and at this location, they are pursuing the opportunity to put a backup generator system on this facility in support of the IT services across the college. We've included in your packet here a little bit of the information showing you the location of the building to the campus and a little bit of an understanding of the backup generator that will be provided. It's not only just a generator purchase, but we will also have to go in and do some infrastructure changes to the electrical and so forth so that this generator can operate when it's needed. Its primary focus is going to be being able to provide this for weather events and those outages that periodically occur down in that part of the state. We do expect a schedule here for electrical equipment and so forth, and a bid date for this service and this installation that will happen in May. So we expect that we'll be bringing back some results for you start in May and then moving forward with this project. We're pushing to have this work completed as we go into the latter part of July, the beginning of August. Any questions about the generator project at Bishop State? The next project, board members, is also at Bishop. This one is dealing with the central plant, specifically for the air conditioning across that campus there, on the main campus there at Bishop. We have in this particular location, or at this campus, a chiller plant that services the gymnasium, the natatorium, the healthcare facility, Delchamps, and goes over even to Caldwell. And so as we've examined and been looking at the infrastructure and the distribution or the hydraulic piping of this, we've learned that we have some conditions where the piping is beginning to deteriorate and we have a series of leaks. And so we've identified those, and our purpose is simply to go in and clean up this condition and give us another 30 to 40 years of life in terms of its capacity to provide chilled water to air condition the facilities. As we do this and we change out the piping, we're also going to go back in, and part of that will be a filtration system that will also be included in the scope of work. Board members, as we look at this, we expect that we will be able to start moving with bids later this month and then bringing those back for approval in the May meeting and then starting and commencing work shortly thereafter. Board members, any questions about the hydraulic lines and the filtration system for the air conditioning system or the central plant at Mobile for Bishop State? Board members, thank you. Appreciate all that you do.
Thank you, Mark. Do we have any other business to come before the board in the work session? Hearing none, we stand adjourned.